Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It is Thursday, the 24th day of August today. National Maryland Day, which is nice. National Waffle Day. Is it or isn't it? Maybe, maybe not. Or do you think it's the waffle
I see
that
what
you
you
eat?
did there.
Probably the waffle that you eat. I like waffles. And it's National Peach Pie Day. Oh, man, that sounds good. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. And it is also a Thursday, which means we have a Dear John letter. And I'm really sad about this letter.
Okay.
It's a sad letter. It's a person who's in kind of a tough spot and they need some advice. So I would absolutely, positively appreciate your help in responding to this guy who's married, but he's wondering if maybe it's time for divorce. And he kind of goes through some details of what's going on and just maybe if this is something that you've been down, if you have the opportunity, if you're interested in maybe helping out, you can chime in with your thoughts at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
It's more important now than ever before to have a better credit card. We would love to help at bettercreditcards.com. We offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks or a credit card to help you build your credit, we can help you find a good fit for you at bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to bettercreditcards.com.
That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. Easy, guys. It's LinkedIn, not Tinder. A new study suggests many romantic hopefuls are turning to online job networking sites attempted at making personal connections. Survey
Really?
conducted by Passport Photo Online among women who log into LinkedIn at least once per week, 91% said they've been on the receiving end of romantic advances on professional site LinkedIn. Some ways, it makes sense, I guess. LinkedIn provides would-be daters with a look at the person's interest and perhaps in a more honest way than a dating profile. But of course, since it's not the site's intended use, many users, 74%, admit to dialing back their activity on LinkedIn due to receiving inappropriate messages.
Right.
Among women who received at least one romantic LinkedIn message, 43% said they've clapped back, letting would-be suitors know that, hey, bucko, you've crossed the line.
There you go.
I'm unconnecting now or something like that. I don't know how that works. I'm unlinking. I don't know. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help you protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Heidi, did you know it seems that fast food and casual dining delivery is becoming less popular as more people are opting to put some clothes on, comb their hair, and actually go pick up food themselves, or maybe even eat at the restaurant. U.S. analysts say that the dip in delivery is mainly because people are watching their wallets these days. With lockdowns behind us, consumers are no longer willing to pay a bunch of money to have things delivered, and a lot of time inflated menu prices also through ordering if you go on a third-party app. So like, as much as I'd love to spend $93 for a cheeseburger,
Exactly.
I just can't now. So we've only done the whole having food delivered to us.
We did DoorDash once.
We've only done that type of thing. I wasn't even going to say a name.
I mean, pizza we have all the time, but that's different.
But we just haven't really been, our daughter loves it. To the point where she moved to a place where she can't get it, and we were like, you know what? That's probably the best thing that you could have
very good
done.
for her. Yep.
We don't know everything, but now we know this.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. The reign of Barbie and Oppenheimer atop the box office charts may have come to an end. Blue Beetle opened with an estimated domestic $25 million weekend, which is nice, but they were hoping to go between like 28 and 32 million, but then they had to overcome the whole Barbie Oppenheimer predicament.
I have
So,
still not seen either one of those.
Yeah.
And I was very, very excited about the Barbie movie. I still want to see it.
yeah, well, one of these days. Maybe when it'll, come right into our
Yeah.
living room or something. And James Gunn is making a Superman movie with a younger actor than former Man of Steel. But that doesn't mean he's making a young Superman movie per se. The writer and director and DC Studios co-chief took to Threads. Is that still a thing? I thought that was gone. To clarify some things about the assumed Superman legacy. He's saying that he's changing the lead to somebody who's only 30, but they're saying it's not really a young Superman movie. He said, I was never making a young Superman movie. I'm just making a Superman movie. The guy happens
to be a young actor. Yeah.
Young. So,
Okay.
you following all this?
I'm following along.
Uh-huh. Big screen, little screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com.
Do you cringe when you get your mobile phone bill? Mint Mobile can help. Just $15 a month for premium wireless. Give your family a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone to Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That is far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. Study found that bacon sizzling, it's one of the most relaxing sounds to
I
humans.
love that sound.
I wonder if I could maybe listen to that while I'm going to sleep, or if that would make me hungry.
It would make you hungry, and then
Be
you
like
get up
a-
and make bacon.
A white noise machine that's the sound of sizzling bacon, and I gained 87 pounds. All right, Facebook, or Meta, has announced plans to drop the SMS support in Messenger starting September 28th. How's that? Is that going to affect us somehow? What does that even mean? Do you know what that means?
I don't know.
I don't know what that means. I do know what this means. Lawn Love ranked 2013's best cities for pickleball lovers. I just thought this was kind of a fun thing to share because we've only talked about pickleball a few times, and every time I say it, it makes me smile. Pickleball. We've got some friends that are pickleballers.
Yeah, they
They're
do.
big
They
time
love
pickleballers.
it. Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. If you've never played pickleball like me, and if you don't know anything about it like I never used to, you might not realize this, but there's no pickles involved in pickleball. That would have been the only thing that would have gotten me interested in playing. No, seriously. I'm like, if you get to eat a pickle while you're playing this, like,
Wow.
I'm in. But no pickles. Did you know that? You know what it's named after?
Yes, there's a dog that
Yeah,
used
the
to
people who
retrieve-
invented it
Yeah.
had a dog named Pickles. So shouldn't it be Pickles Ball, really? Anyway, they factored in the 200 biggest U.S. cities. Who's the best and worst pickleball cities?
Okay, here
Yeah,
we go.
So this could have been the list, but I put it here instead. So we're going to do the worst first. If you live in these places, apparently you don't know your pickleball. Rancho Cucamonga, California. Kansas City, Kansas. Bridgeport, Connecticut. Hampton, VA. Pasadena, Texas. Oxnard, California. Miramar, Florida. Joliet, Illinois. Laredo, Texas. And the dead last worst place for pickleballers, Patterson, New Jersey.
Okay.
The best places now: Cincinnati, Ohio is 10, Tucson, Arizona, Charlotte, North Carolina, Mesa, Arizona, St. Louis, Missouri, Orlando, Florida, Chicago, Illinois. Number 3, Las Vegas. Number 2, Austin, Texas. And the best place in the world for pickleballers, well, best place in the U.S., I guess, New York, New York.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, now you know.
Yeah, I've got that whole list in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. If you're looking for a new opportunity, South Dakota is calling. There's over 27,000 open jobs at this very moment. Whether you like the city life or if you're more of a fan of the rural lifestyle, South Dakota has plenty to offer. From the Black Hills and the Badlands on the west side of the state to the rolling prairies in the middle with many small towns and the city of Sioux Falls on the eastern edge, there's no state income tax in South Dakota and many job opportunities. Learn more about what's waiting for you in South Dakota at movetosd.com. That's movetosd.com. And it's time right now for
Dear John Letters.
Dear John, dear John.
All right, Heidi. This is not my favorite letter. It's like a really heavy one where they're
Okay.
asking for some advice, like life-changing, life-altering
Yeah, these
advice.
always make me a little nervous.
I know, it makes me nervous too, but here's the good news. We've got some amazing people listening to this program, and several people have got some really wonderful advice. So if you have some wonderful advice that you would like to chime in, I'll give you a way to do that here in a bit. But first, Dear John, since you and Heidi have both been divorced, maybe you can help. When do you call it? My wife is the nicest person most people have ever met. That is, to their faces. It used to be her mother and I were the only ones that knew the real her. Her mom has now passed away, and now it's our daughter and I that can see that. We just celebrated a fairly high anniversary by today's standards. We never do anything that married couples should do. It's been close to 2 years, and I don't even care. I work 2 jobs while the part-time job would be enough to pay the bills because A, she's greedy, her whole family is, and B, I just don't want to go home. I'd like to make things easier for my daughter, but at what expense? When do you look for a happy life? I don't wish bad things for my wife, but I am struggling with our current situation. She just hit a mile marker birthday and could pass pretty easily for the previous mile marker. So what he's saying there is she looks about
She's
10 years
young,
younger.
yeah.
Maybe she could find somebody more successful if we cut ties now. Maybe she could find whatever she needs. I've supported every decision she's made. I've given her all that I can. I'll do anything for my daughter, but I don't want to drag something on that should be abandoned. What do I do from here? I don't want to die feeling how I do right now. Signed, happy to stay away. Well, first of all, I'm really sad to hear that this is happening. It really makes me sad because I would like to have everybody be as happy as I am with my beautiful bride, Heidi.
Right.
But like you mentioned at the beginning of your letter, both Heidi and I have been down this road. I got married very young. Were you kind of young when you got married the first time?
I was 21.
So both of us got married kind of young. And there were so many things in my first relationship that things were not working well. I tried to give it my all. I wanted to. We were married for 2 years, but at a certain point, it did make sense for me to go, you know what? I can't do this anymore. It doesn't make any sense for us to do this anymore. So there are some people out there who probably would have told me to stay in that relationship. And I'm not going to say that would have been the wrong answer, but I can tell you now, knowing what I know now, because I ended that relationship, I met somebody else. Her name is Heidi. You might have heard of her. It's this lady right here. And when we started dating, because it was shortly after I was divorced that we started dating. We started dating before my divorce was even final. So it was literally like in the final stages when I met Heidi. And I had people telling me, be careful, beware, don't do this. It's a rebound. This is never going to last. It's a bad idea. And well, that was 23 years ago.
Right.
And we've been married happily now for like 15 minutes at least. So, no, 23 years. We've been happily married. And now I want to make sure that you understand something. That doesn't mean everything's been perfect.
And doesn't mean it's always easy.
And that doesn't mean that I've ever been right. Although there was a time not too long ago that she told me, hey, you're right. And I was like, wait a minute, can you please repeat that? I'm going to record this. No, there's give and take. And I don't know what the answer is for you. Do you have any advice specifically for this letter?
I typically say do whatever you can to make the marriage work. That's typically what I say. Having said that, it sounds like you are absolutely miserable, and that breaks my heart.
It breaks my heart
and
too.
Life is way too short to go on like that. And if that's where you're at, you're just follow your gut. I mean, you can't listen to anybody else. If your instinct is saying, I don't want to die feeling the way I feel, just trust your instincts. I'm pretty sure you already know what you want to do.
Yeah.
If you listen to your heart, you already know what your next step should be.
My advice would be this. Have an open and honest conversation.
Yep.
She might be feeling the exact same way.
Yeah.
And you guys might say, you know what? This is the first thing we've agreed on in 2 years. And maybe it'll be...
a lot of couples are better friends and better parents once they've made that decision. But it's a conversation that needs to happen. And who knows, maybe once you have the conversation, you'll realize you don't want to give up and you want to go to counseling and you want to do everything you can to try to make it work. But first step would be to have an open and honest conversation about how you're feeling and the direction that you're leaning, and then just take it from there.
If you would like to chime in with your advice, I would appreciate that. You can do so at Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
It's more important now than ever before to have a better credit card. We would love to help at bettercreditcards.com. We offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we can help you find a good fit for you at bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to better credit. bettercreditcards.com.
That's bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The yo-yo was invented as a weapon. Can you imagine that?
I think I've heard that before.
So you bonk somebody and then whoop, pull it back, and then you
Right.
bonk them again and whoop, pull it back. That'd be kind of cool. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The higher an airplane flies, the less fuel it uses.
That's
So
probably
it's-
why they fly so high.
I think that's probably why. And so they don't hit trees. It might be another reason why. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The largest recorded snowflake was 15 inches wide.
Oh,
That is a big snowflake.
that would be cool to see
would
coming
be.
down.
I wonder if it fell slowly or if it like smashed into somebody's car. And another fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
A typical banana travels 4,000 miles before being eaten. Never even thought about that. But bananas, when they get chopped off the banana trees, they get thrown onto banana boats.
And you have a 30-second window to eat it when it tastes the best.
4,000 miles. But once you buy them, they get spoiled in like 18 seconds.
right.
So. All right, several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help you protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Now the Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of mintervention.com. Question, Heidi. 10% of us have at least one of these in our car right now. What is it? I probably do. Under the seat? At least one. A French fry.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Although
I bet
maybe
you
I
have
don't.
at least one.
Because I just vacuumed the other day, so maybe I don't.
There's saltwater taffy under the seat of your car.
Did you find some under there?
I see a whole bunch of it when I get in the passenger side.
Oh,
yeah.
well, it's because I had a bag of that was in the center console, and I went to take it out because it was like really warm out. I was like, oh, I can get that out of here. And then I didn't realize it, but when I ripped that bag open, I got a little overzealous. And it was like the whole side was gone. So yeah, what I'm saying is I have a mess. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of mintervention.com.
Do you cringe when you get your mobile phone bill? Mint Mobile can help. Just $15 a month for premium wireless. Give your family a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone to Mint Mobile. At mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That is far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at mintervention.com. That's mintervention.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by weirdgiftoftheday.com. A series of robots are dumb incidents in San Francisco has prompted local officials to try to halt the recently approved expansion of self-driving taxis in the city. Since robo-taxi expansion got the green light August the 10th,
That's terrifying.
10 driverless cruise taxis came to stop and clog intersections near a music festival. The company said the vehicle stopped functioning because concert goers overwhelmed the cell phone network, interrupting the car's communications. Okay, if that could be a problem, then we've got a problem.
Yep.
So what are they supposed to do? Hey, now that we're on the road, nobody can use their cell phones anymore. No,
Right.
that's
Yeah,
not how it's going to work.
Yeah.
Another one, a person was injured when an autonomous cruise car they were riding in failed to yield to an oncoming fire truck
Oh my gosh.
that was responding to an emergency, and there was an accident. Another one, a cruise car drove through a construction site and just like you'd see in a cartoon, got stuck in the wet concrete.
Oh my god.
So when they're saying we got all the bugs worked out, what they mean is
Not
we've got a
quite.
lot more bugs to work out. Weird news.
Wow.
Brought to you by weirdgiftoftheday.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list, brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. A Reddit user asked two Redditors over the age of 50, what's something you genuinely believe young people have not realized yet, but could enrich their lives or positively impact their outlook on life? Here's some of the answers, Heidi. Everybody messes up. It's what you do after the fact that matters. I agree with that. If you
Yep.
mess up, fess
That's
up.
right. Fess up. That's right.
The habits you get in your 20s and 30s are going to be near impossible to change, so make those good habits.
That's true.
I agree with that as
That is
well.
true.
Focus on experiences, not things. When you look back, you remember good times with people and visiting great places or attending important events. I agree with that. Unless you don't mind hearing "ee" all the time, day and night, Use hearing protection in loud situations. Tinnitus is I won't say what they said, but it is not fun.
Right.
And one final one, and then we'll have more of these tomorrow. Being thin is not the end-all, be-all. Eat the piece of pizza. Order the dessert. I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah.
I might have gone
This goes back to our good habits in our 20s and 30s.
I might have gone a little too far in taking that advice. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. If you're looking for a new opportunity, South Dakota is calling. There's over 27,000 open jobs at this very moment. Whether you like the city life or if you're more of a fan of the rural lifestyle, South Dakota has plenty to offer. From the Black Hills and the Badlands on the west side of the state to the rolling prairies in the middle with many small towns and the city of Sioux Falls on the eastern edge, there's no state income tax in South Dakota and many job opportunities. Learn more about what's waiting for you in South Dakota at movetosd.com. That's movetosd.com. Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way courtesy of insurancechicken.com. Today's quote is from Alan Dundas, who says, "Light travels faster than sound. That's why some people appear bright until you hear them speak." I've heard that before. I like that a lot. I don't know if I said Alan's last name right because, well, I just don't know. Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of insurancechicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. I love this story. This is really cool. A grandson saves his grandfather's life with a skill he learned for his summer job. So his grandfather is now recovering in the hospital when he had a cardiac arrest on a golf course.
Oh my gosh.
He's alive today because of his grandson. Justin Austin was out playing golf with his father, Tony, and his grandfather, Jose, July 24th. My grandpa had a great shot onto the green. We thought he was celebrating. I looked over. He had collapsed and started turning purple. I checked his breathing. I checked for a pulse, and nothing. Without a moment of hesitation, Jason sprung into action. You know why? He learned CPR while he was training to be a lifeguard just a couple months ago, and he put these skills to use.
That's fantastic.
Immediately, I knew what to do. I turned to my father and I said, "Hey, I need you on breaths. I'll do the CPR." Jose said, "I can't say enough about my son and my grandson. It's like they're professional doctors. They saved my life." Jason encourages everybody to learn
agree.
CPR.
That's what I was just going to say. Everybody should know this.
And this is one of those things that, Heidi, do you know CPR?
I do.
And that's something that, was it hard to learn?
No.
And it's one of those things that, again, once you learn it, even if you don't remember it 100%, even doing a little bit is going to be better than nothing.
Yep.
And it's one of those things where I don't know why we don't have that instilled in, at a young age where we just learn it. It should be something we all just learn.
Agreed.
But the people who do know it, again, they're literally saving lives. Why wouldn't you want to be on the list of people who are literally saving lives? I mean, that's a cool thing, right?
I just remember on that dummy, you had to say, Annie, are you okay?
You did?
Uh-huh. Yeah, when we were doing it. And then you start the compression things on the, yeah.
I didn't have to do that, so.
We did.
Are you okay, Annie? Annie,
Did
are you okay?
Did you learn on the Annie? Yeah?
It wasn't Annie, but it was a different dummy, so. We just used my younger brother, so no, just kidding. We didn't really. All right, time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.